I mean,
in the list is endless.
So they got three top-class leg spinners. And does James Vince bowl any leg spin? I know, but I mean, what I'm saying is they've got 3 leg spinners, and we know that leg spin is the currency that in a T20 tournament often gives you the reward. So I think whether they will play all 3, it remains to be seen. Will Carter play? The other 2 will possibly get the first 2 slots, I would have thought. But to have 3 in your squad, I think it's fantastic. You know, and that's why I think Quetta Gladiators last night. I think that's why they missed Fawad Ahmed, who's gone. And you know, so I think the leg spin is just a fantastic currency to have in your camp.
Well, you know, we talk about how entertainment is the name of the game here. So Jazz Super 4G also plans to entertain you throughout the tournament. So let's have a look at some of Jazz Super 4G moments.
Jazz Super 4G moments brought to you by Jazz. दुनिया को बता दो.
Right, so pretty simple in terms of how you win that free data bundle. Show us your love for cricket and how crazy you are. You take a photo of yourself with, you know, watching your favorite game, and then die-hard fans with the most amount of engagement will get the free data bundle. Remember, a new winner will be announced each week. To participate, upload your photo on Instagram using Snapchat to win.
Jazz Super 4G moments brought to you by Jazz. दुनिया को बता दो.
Well, we spoke about spinners and leg spinners of Multan Sultans, but you know, even when you look at their openers, you've got quite a few options now because there's Shan Masood and quite a few others.
Yeah, who will miss out? Rizwan will definitely open, so it's a problem to have. But again, the dynamic now. Do you then go from a previous year's captain and not play him in the team? Shan Masood, I think he only has to open or bat, if anything, bat number 3, but he can't go lower than that.
Yeah, definitely. I think they have those options there. But in terms of how National Stadium Karachi has been faring with all the runs, it's been rather low scores that we've witnessed so far in the games that the game that we saw yesterday and even today. Let's see how the pitch is faring now. It's over to Danny Morrison for the pitch report.
Pitch and weather report brought to you by Dettol. छोटी-छोटी नई आदतें अपनाएं, हिफाजत का दायरा बढ़ाएं.
Yes, the all-important cricket pitch. Got to say, I love what I am looking at because there's such an even covering of grass. Spoke to the groundsman, he said, look, we just take a millimetre off, just give it another little trim between the afternoon game and the evening game. But hey, it has been sliding on. I hear what you're saying, Zainab, and saying they're low scoring, but I just feel it's the start of a tournament. Everyone just feeding each other out, different conditions. It's new. We're back to Karachi, haven't been here a while. Got to say, we've moved across 5 pitches to this western side, which is only about 59 metres. There's a bit of a throw to that side, and when I look at straight here, sort of just over 70 metres again there. But hey, in this pocket, 72, 73 metres over there to deep mid-wicket to smash it there. So clearly, batsmen will be wanting to search to go out there and want to smash it there for the small boundary. But hey, you've got to be careful because the quick men do have their say. They love it bouncing through, which I think is very exciting and very good for cricket all round.
Pitch and weather report brought to you by Dettol. छोटी-छोटी नई आदतें अपनाएं, हिफाजत का दायरा बढ़ाएं.
Well, thanks, Danny, for your thoughts over there. We spoke about how the grass has been slightly shaved off, but, you know, let's hope for a competitive game tonight. It's time for a short break. We'll be back just in a bit.
My ABL Digital Banking पहले से ज़्यादा एडवांस अब वॉइस असिस्टेंट बैंकिंग और पर्सनल फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट के साथ
My ABL Digital Banking करें बैंकिंग कहीं भी कभी भी आसानी के साथ एलाइड बैंक आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट अब करें और पाएं घर बैठे पूरे जैज कैश दुनिया को बता दो एलाइड एक्सप्रेस के जरिए हम पहुंचाते हैं आपकी मेहनत का पूरा सिला आपके प्यारों का बिना किसी कटौती के और पाकिस्तान में एलाइड बैंक या किसी भी दूसरे बैंक अकाउंट में फौरी रकम ट्रांसफर करने की सहूलत से भी फायदा उठाएं एलाइड बैंक आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट। जैज मंथली प्रीमियम।
My ABL Wallet Branchless Banking। अब ब्रांच जाए बगैर फौरन अपना अकाउंट खोलें और काम करने वालों के पैसे बच्चों की पॉकेट मनी, सब काम अपने फोन से निकाल। एलाइट बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट।
स्टार 2000 हैश मिलाओ और सिर्फ 620 रुपए में लाइफ सुपर बनाओ। जैज, दुनिया को बता दो।
My ABL Digital Banking पहले से ज्यादा एडवांस, अब वॉइस असिस्टेंट बैंकिंग और पर्सनल फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट के साथ।
माई ABL डिजिटल बैंकिंग, करें बैंकिंग कहीं भी। एलाइट बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट। अभी जैज कैश ऐप पर नया अकाउंट रजिस्टर करें और पाएं घर बैठे पूरे 50 रुपए उसी वक्त। जैज कैश, दुनिया को बता दो। एलाइड एक्सप्रेस के जरिए हम पहुंचाते हैं आपकी मेहनत का पूरा सिला आपके चारों पर, बिना किसी कटौती के। और पाकिस्तान में एलाइड बैंक के किसी भी दूसरे बैंक अकाउंट में फौरी रकम ट्रांसफर करने की सहूलत से भी फायदा उठाएं। एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट। जैज मंथली प्रीमियम बंडल से लाइफ सिंपल बनाओ।
Well, so far it seems to be a bit of a trend in the HBL PSL. There's teams that have won the toss. They've been opting to bowl first. It seems like they're more comfortable chasing Wilco, and we saw that in the game yesterday. We saw that today as well. It just seems like that is the go-to option for captains.
Well, it is. Imad Wasim, as you rightly said, did that yesterday. I think one of the reasons is that Karachi, of all the 4 grounds used last year, is the lowest scoring ground. Rawalpindi is the highest scoring first innings, 157 here. Pindi is 179. So I think a team, you trust your bowlers to do a job firstly. When you win the toss, you put a side in, you're trusting your bowling unit. Then you have to say, right, that's what we've got to get. And I think that's why sides, they measure up because they know it's a lower scoring ground. That's why I think they prefer to chase. And I think it's about 70% of teams who bat second win here.
I mean, that kind of, when you're making such a decision, you're looking at your strengths and weaknesses of the side. But the tradition or, the numbers are suggesting that this is what you should do. So it's quite an interesting decision to make.
Well, if the numbers are so sort of blatantly saying that you bat second, and also it's an advantage when you know on a pitch where it's not a high scoring ground or not a pitch where the ball's coming on and everybody can come and have a free hit. You need to know what you're chasing. That's an advantage. And also when you're setting up first innings, you're not sure of what is a good score. So maybe you go too hard or maybe you go too slowly, and that makes setting a target much more difficult.
Have you, from whatever you've seen so far, I mean, how have you found the wickets in the game yesterday and even the one that we just saw?
Well, I think Shaheen Shah Afridi on any pitch will get movement because, he's just, 6'7", and he uses that brand new ball, and for 2 or 3 overs, he is almost unplayable. So there is movement for someone like him. And I think there's some very good bowlers in the Islamabad team. You've got Fahim Ashraf, these guys who hit the seam. If you hit the seam regularly enough, you're going to get something from it. So there is something for seamers, as Danny Morrison said. There's probably more for seamers than there is for spinners here, but it's still, you've got to work hard for your runs.
While we're talking about seamers, we know that Islamabad United have a few. Multan has obviously got its options as well, but we are actually ready with the toss at the moment, so Ramesh Raja is out there with the two captains.
टॉस brought to you by Allied Bank. आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
The evenings in Karachi are extremely pleasant as we get going for the second game of the day. It's a Sunday doubleheader. Roshan Manama is here to oversee the toss. We've got the two captains as well. Shadab representing Islamabad United. Mohammad Rizwan is the new skipper for Multan Sultan. Shadab is the home captain. Here's the coin. Will you flip it for us? Head. Heads is the call, Roshan. Come down and tails. Shadab, आप आंख मार के क्या बताना? रन चेज मुश्किल बना है.
देखिए जी, ऑब्वियसली स्कोर बोर्ड पे स्कोर लगाने पड़ेंगे अच्छे खासे, और यही है कि सिर्फ ड्यूक फैक्टर की वजह से टॉस जीत के जो बॉलिंग कर रहे, कोई इतना खास फैक्टर नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से.
आपके पास स्पिनर्स, लेग स्पिनर्स बेनतहा हैं, तो आप पॉइंट फॉर चॉइस है. मुश्किल है प्लेइंग 11 सजाना.
हाँ बिल्कुल जी, आपके पास जब टीम में वर्ल्ड क्लास प्लेयर्स हो तो मुश्किल हो जाता है इस टीम बनाने के लिए, मगर हम कोशिश करते हैं कि बेस्ट 11 जो पिच के हिसाब से, पोजीशन के हिसाब से जो हो सके उसको बनाने की कोशिश करते हैं.
शराब, आपकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है? क्या करना पड़ेगा इनको हराने के लिए?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारे पास मेरे ख्याल से जो बैटिंग डेप्थ है वो हमारे पास काफ़ी अच्छी है, और हमने टॉस जीत को बॉलिंग भी इस वजह से की है क्योंकि हमारी बैटिंग बहुत अच्छी है, और बॉलिंग भी माशाल्लाह से आने से हमें काफ़ी फर्क पड़ेगा.
आखिरी सवाल रिजवान आपसे. आपकी फॉर्म माशाल्लाह से बड़ी अच्छी चल रही है. क्या करना पड़ेगा IPL PSL में कि इस फॉर्म को बरकरार रख सकें?
देखिए, जो सिंपल रखा हुआ है सारी चीज़ों को, इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करूंगा जिस तरह वहाँ पे खेला हूँ साउथ अफ्रीका में, न्यूजीलैंड में, कोशिश करूँ कि उसी तरह यहाँ पे किसी चीज़ को कंटिन्यू करूँ और अपनी परफॉर्मेंस से टीम को जिताऊँ.
All the best, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. So, Islamabad United have won the toss and elected to bowl.
टॉस brought to you by Allied Bank. आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
Staying true to the tradition that we've seen in the HPL PSL, good toss to win, Paz?
They elected to field, isn't that a surprise? Yeah, obviously, again, you want that advantage of being able to know what you're chasing, and it's the first two games, you look at those as well, it's been chasing, so maybe this one just change the trend.
I mean, we also saw Mohammad Rizwan talk about the dew factor, actually.
Yeah.
And that's also there.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a little dew last night. We saw the cloth, the towel coming out a little bit. I'm not sure it was significant. You know, on some grounds it can be a real factor. Not sure if it is here, but yeah, I mean, Shadab is, I think what Baz is saying is that your batsmen know what to chase, and so they can structure the chase once the bowlers have done a good job. But if your bowlers obviously have not done the job, but I think Islamabad, you know, they got plenty of bowling in there. Big test for Hassan Ali, isn't it? Now, you know, if we won the toss, we're going to see him in red for the first time. It's a big loss for Zalmi, the fact that Hassan Ali is now with the red of Islamabad. But yeah, you know, he's back to his best.
I think he's happy because he's joined his friends, the Roti gang, as they're called. Sadaf Khan saying they want to restrict them to around 140. Let's see what happens, but for now, it's time for another break.
My ABL डिजिटल बैंकिंग पहले से ज्यादा एडवांस, अब वॉइस असिस्टेंट बैंकिंग और पर्सनल फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट के साथ.
My ABL डिजिटल बैंकिंग. करें बैंकिंग कहीं भी कभी भी आसानी के साथ. Allied Bank, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट. अभी गैस कैश ऐप पर नया अकाउंट रजिस्टर करें और पाएं घर बैठे पूरे 50 रुपए उसी वक्त. गैस कैश, दुनिया को बता दो.
एलाइड एक्सप्रेस के जरिए हम पहुंचाते हैं आपकी मेहनत का पूरा सिला आपके प्यारों पर बिना किसी कटौती के, और पाकिस्तान में एलाइड बैंक या किसी भी दूसरे बैंक अकाउंट में फौरी रकम ट्रांसफर करने की सहूलत से भी फायदा उठाएं. एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
गैस मंथली प्रीमियम बंडल से लाइफ सिंपल बनाओ.